Alright, hello there, one Soulsor17 here. Let me first, like usual. I do not, own these pictures, non-paid, wait, I made the thumbnail, and this is not a paid video. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going into the Minotaur Fight. Alright? Because I kind of had some stuff planned, but I'm also reworking the story a little bit. You see, before we get into the Minotaur Fight, we are having somebody be introduced. So, Sun Jin Woo. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is why Bell became the Shut Up Monarch Part 3. So, Sun Jin Woo is sitting on the throne as he basically, he's looking through the dimensions. And he's seen Bell has, been progressing very quickly. And he thinks it's about time he deserves a little test to show him how truly far that he has left to become even stronger. So, he basically is looking for the dimensions, as then he finds somebody. As he goes, this guy will be perfect. The sword's even good. If Bell defeats him, I bet he'll get the sword easily. He doesn't have to kill him. All he has to do is just to defeat him. And the guy will still keep his sword, but the system will make something for him. Yeah, I technically made the system, so it'll give him all the advantages that he can have. Because I don't want him to be like me. And also that goddess Freya. Sure, he gave that Minotaur some unique skills I already had. Stealth, bloodlust, and a berserker skill. And 2 others I don't even know about. So, after he defeats that Minotaur, this will be interesting to see what happens to him. And so, Sun Jin Woo kind of just rips through the dimensions once again. As when he goes through it, he sees a man in a mask with white hair, wearing red, tall. He has armor on his legs. He's wearing a black shirt with white pants, and the black shirt technically has like stars on it. And he's still wearing a mask, and he takes off. He goes like, "Huh? Who are you?" He goes like, "My name is Sun Jin Woo. I'm not from this dimension. I would like to ask you a question. Can you help me out with something?" He was like, depends. He goes, "I want someone to face you. You could say my successor. I want him to face you to see how strong he has become, truly, and to show him the gap in between him and, anyone else's strength. Pretend you are a adventurer from that world." Which, this man goes like, what do you mean? He's like, "Oh, allow me to explain." So he explains about the manchi, or, the anime called Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Hold on. Alright. It does not sound like he's coming outside, his room, my dad. I thought he was going to be coming out and doing something, but he's not. But anyway, so, as this man is like, "So, a new world? That'll be very interesting. Yes, I'd like to come." And then Sun Jin Woo asks, "Oh, what's your name?" He goes, "Oh, well, I go by many names, but call me Lich. Licht. Can you just double check if I spelled that right?" And basically Sun Jin Woo goes like, "Huh, full name? Lich Botch." He's like, "Wow, interesting name, huh?" He was like, "Thanks. Yeah, I'd like to come. Just a few things I need to know." He was like, "Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Leave your sword here." He was like, "Huh? Why?" He was like, "Just one reason. As when Sun Jin Woo touches it, all of a sudden it looks like, another version of it appears." He was like, "What the?" Because, how should I say this? When Sun Jin Woo touched it, and he basically went into the store, he basically, pull it out, of the store. And it's the exact replica of Lich's blade. And it goes like, which one you want? The fake one, which technically has a little bit of a boost. Actually, wait. What happens if you hold it? So basically, when Lich grabs the blade, it all of a sudden it's not part of the store no more, and it's like some particle effects are happening over it now, so it becomes real. As Lich goes like, huh, weird. Even Sun Jin Woo was shocked by this. He goes, I guess if it's a sword from this dimension or any dimension that I take and give it to a person or the owner of it, if they have one, they'll just make an exact copy of it, but being exactly the same one. So Lich looks at it and goes like, yep, it looks exactly, feels exactly, and it also has all the wear and tear on it like it has with my blade. Clean blade though, but not much with blood on it. Which Sun Jin Woo was like, yeah, I saw through this world a little bit of it and what you've done. Your power's pretty amazing. So, do you want the one I just gave you or the real one? Which he basically takes the one in his hand, puts into the sheath. He was like, it'd be kind of good to have a new blade because this is after the end of Plunderer. Yes, Plunderer. It's after it, so yes. I'm just saying if I haven't seen all of it, but if there is an ending to it, or just keep on going, let's just say there's an ending, and basically hauling the one that he originally has. Goes, I'll take this with me, and I'll leave it there for him. All right, if he's can defeat me, that is. So basically, they travel back to Damanchi, which he's waiting inside this ruin area, which technically it's outside. Yeah, he basically can leave. I'm basically making Sun Jin move like he literally just left the tomb, technically, where all the soldiers are, and he was like, whoa, nice arena. He's like, yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna be, maybe a day. So, you're gonna have to wait here for him, okay? Also, have fun. He's gonna be quite an interesting person. Which, Lich just nods. He was like, anyways, though, Sun Jin Woo? Was it? Weird name. He was like, hey, you're the one to talk. It's like, I know. Anyways, I'll wait for him. What does he look like? White hair, red eyes, tall, muscular. Um, basically will probably have an aura of death. He's like, gotcha. So, I'll wait for him. he will, I have a feeling he won't take long. Can't wait to meet him. So we do go to Bell. Like Sun Jin Woo back to his, tomb area where he was in the armor. So yeah, we go to Bell as him and Lily are going through the dungeon, and she asks, "Did you get your stats checked?" He's like, I don't think so. Do you want to go back real quick and make sure?" She goes, "Yeah, let's. You haven't been doing it for the last couple of days. And how's your leveling?" He was like, "Oh, the monsters here I keep getting weaker. I need to go into the dungeon soon. I mean, I could barely get any XP. The 10th, I have to go probably even beyond just to get at least a good couple of levels." Which she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He was like, "Lily, it's not your fault. Besides, it's mine because I'm only level, 1 with the god system, and that's what this world goes by. It sucks, but what we gotta do, right?" She goes, "Yeah. Wait, we're only on the first floor. Let's go back to Goddess Hestia." He goes, alright. So when they leave, they go over back to Hestia as well. She asks, "Why are you back so early?" He was like, "Lily said I should really get my stats looked at before we go in. It's been a while, so come on." As he's just taking off his basically shirt. Well, taking off the gear and such, and his shirt, basically. In which then, Hestia basically looks at his stats. And I will basically tell you guys the stats because I'm making them all and to where he is in the anime. So, this is the god one, not the solo leveling stats, okay? Okay. Okay, so basically, Bell's stats are strength 999, endurance 973, dexterity 976, and agility 989, and magic 984. That's what the god system. Basically how the monarch, or uh, his run of girls in the dungeon system goes, basically. So yeah, so as he sees that, he just looks at Lily. He was like, "Man, this is always just getting way too easy, isn't it?" Which Lily's shocked by this, and so after that, he puts back on his gear and such. He goes, "Now we'll be going, goddess. See you around." She goes, "Bye, Belle." As they leave. As Hestia's basically saying to herself, "I know I should be proud, but this is just. I know I said it's just way too quick, but that system of his is becoming way too fast. People will notice. I wonder if people will start thinking of him as a cheater. Doesn't matter." So, what happens is this. They go through the dungeon. They basically get into the floor where the Minotaur is. What happened to the people that were killed by the Minotaur? Like that guy Belle left alive. Basically the one who was about to take Lily's key and left her for dead. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead already. That's why I let him live, because I knew he was going to die. So, I mean, I kind of just let him die by the way he was. Gum, I believe. He's really called. But anyways, so, as when they're going through the level, Belle says, "This is weird. We haven't had a monster attacking us in a while." As Lily goes like, "Yeah, I wonder why." He goes, which Belle just realized. He was like, "Lily, whatever you do, don't look back." She goes, "Wait, what? What do you mean, Master Belle?" He's like, "Listen, something's coming. Something big and angry." Which he was like, "Huh?" As all of a sudden, the Minotaur appears. It's not a regular Minotaur. It's basically, you can say, a triple S rank one. As Belle just kind of grins at this, and she goes, "What the? A Minotaur? Why does this have? Wait, is that fur?" He goes, "Yeah, it is. Huh, this thing grew fur on it. That's new." But she goes, "Yeah." So, Belle's looking at the Minotaur is looking at Belle as it glaring with his broken horn. He goes like, "Now, Lily, run." She goes, "Huh?" "Just trust me. I need you to run and hide. It's time for me to have my adventure." Which, she's like, "Gotcha." So she's basically running away and hiding along, like, very far away. As Belle takes out his dagger, and the one Lily gave him, he goes like, "Come on, big guy. Let's see what you're made of." Which it just roars at him and it just comes around towards him. And, with the blade in hand as he tries to strike Belle. As Belle blocks it with both daggers. And he goes, "Man, you got some kick to you, huh? Nice." As he does kick it away, which it slides back from him a little bit. And he goes, "Strong too. Looks like you're going to be worth a couple of levels." And so the fight happens. Basically, Belle's not going to get hurt this much, or at all, if you really think about it. He's basically countering the strikes of the Minotaur, as the Minotaur is countering his strikes. He can't get close enough. Basically, he's dodging, running, basically jumping over him, blocking the blade, kicking the Minotaur's head away if needed. As the Minotaur keeps roaring at him, and then all of a sudden he gets notified of a status effect. Basically, this war it's basically the war is called. Actually, it would definitely have a debuff or a stun ability of keeping the opponent in place of Roar Fear. So he goes, "What? It has skills?" But it basically, though, the system says opponent too weak, not affected by it. He's like, cool. And then all of a sudden it activates Bloodlust, and he's still not affected, but some people in the dungeon are. So Lily did meet the Loki guild, as basically when they came, that's right near, this is when the Bloodlust happened, they're afraid, as Belle just says, nice skill. Come on. Come at me. I'm ready for you. As then it basically activates the Berserker skill. As all of a sudden it's because of the Berserker skill. This is why basically he has black fur. As all of a sudden it starts wrapping around him into armor, and he goes, "What the? That fur of yours can become armor? That's kind of cool." As as all seen, Belle just sees the Minotaur's red eyes as the Berserker gets even faster, and he, tries to hit Belle as he blocks it with the dagger, and the dagger Lily gave him break, but his Hestia dagger is still there. He goes, "Shit!" It's just common he's gonna say this, and yeah, I'm not trying not to curse very much in my videos because I want to get, like I said, so, basically it's not a curse word, so basically he's just blocking he's basically blocking it and move it to the side. As in it, hits the ground, it basically does make a slash into it. As he goes, "What the? Man, this berserk skill of it's so very dangerous." As he just jumps back. As then all of a sudden it goes invisible. He was like, "Wait, what? Wait, this is stealth? This thing can have stealth? You gotta be kidding me." As then he basically senses the blade coming at him. He just ducks. And then he basically moves to the side. He's somehow able to sense where the Minotaur is. And then it activates its, secondary. It's basically another one of his skills. Acceleration. As basically it increases its movement speed and its attack speed. As Belle, keeps on dodging it. And technically the Berserker skill, I must tell you, it does have a cooldown. And it does not, have long the Minotaur can use it for, because it does put a strain on the Minotaur's body. So technically the Minotaur, is about to run out of the Berserk, as, when it does, this is when Belle is like, so basically, it's not no more Berserk mode. Cool. As then he does start taking out the dagger that he has, the Kazaki dagger, in which, this is when the whole entire, party from Loki's familia come. When, they basically were already watching him fight, and then they see him take him out a dagger out of nowhere. As then he's just like, it can't, the downside to this with the Berserk skill from the Minotaur is that it will basically lose, the ability to, move. So it stops using stealth. As then this is when Belle takes this chance. As then he just starts running at it, slicing it, basically. Even then, freaking slicing off its hand, grabbing the blade, starts cutting into it with its own blade. And with the with the Kasaki blade, when he basically strikes it, he sees status effect, paralyze, bleed. As then he says, "This thing can't die like this." So he stabs the Hestia blade, and he yells out, "Firebolt!" No offense, I'm never gonna change that. That's just way too cool. As then basically, as the thing starts, coughing out blood, he goes like, "Firebolt!" He says this, over and over, and then until the thing tries to move and grab him, he goes like, "All right then, Firebolt!" As he screams that out. Finally, as the Minotaur bursts into flames. If you guys are wondering, did he hit the Minotaur's head with, technically the horn was already, the horn was cracked, because when he kicked it, it was right into the like the head plus horn, if you must know. So it was cracked enough where he basically did that. The thing burst, and the Minotaur's, horn was on the ground as he was finally a good adventure. As an eager says, "Well done, my lord. Well done." As then he basically sees how many levels he's getting. He goes, "What the? No way. No way. If you must know, Freya had her top, member of the guild, the one that would follow her no matter what, trained as a beast to be at least a level 6, beast. So basically, that's why I knew this many skills. But I had to put I had to put a wood on the fire, so give me a minute. Okay, so technically, if you are wondering how many levels did he, level up to, so he was level 32, okay? So, basically, he basically got like 10 levels in this one fight, so he is level 42. Okay. And so, basically, because of this, he basically is, shot by, he leveled up 10 times, but he's looking at the Minotaur. As then he was like, this thing was strong, and the skills were even better. So, how about this? Okay, oh yeah, I forgot to do something. So he's walking over to the Minotaur. He knows they're watching, Lily's watching. As then he goes up to it, he was like, arise. As the Minotaur starts to, basically arise from the dead, which everyone is shocked by this. And so, when it, basically, the crystal was there, the magical crystal, somewhat. Well, technically, the other thing about the magical crystal was its Minotaur's head. So, Anyways, though, the crystal came off of the body. The Minotaur body was still there for some reason. So it's like, so he basically looks at it. He goes, when Belle's looking at it, he was like, huh, what should I name you? If I can. As then basically says, name, would you like to change it? He was like, yeah, I like to call you Berserk. As in, this says, Minotaur name has been changed to Berserk. He's like, welcome to the team, Berserk. You, Igris, and my wolves. Welcome. As, the Minotaur bows to Belle, and then it, says, he basically says, now come into my shadow. As it does. But let me do the map here, okay, everyone? So, as soon as basically he sees this, he basically starts putting points in. So, from this point system, with the actual system from solo leveling, he has 78 in strength, agility 78, sense 77, vitality 76, and intelligence 113. He's put the points in plus the levels that he gained from it. So basically, his health is 300, and his MP is 330. And technically, he can have now about over 140 shadows, I believe. He can technically have. So I'm gonna put that in real quick. So, and he had 6. Now he has, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wolves that he brought back, plus 1, then Icarus, now the Minotaur. So he has about 7 shadows now. So, yeah. Anyways, as when he's doing this, he... Give me a minute, guys. Something happened. He was... souvenir. As then, all of a sudden, he gets a notification. Rune stones can be added. Bloodlust. Well, technically, skill stones can be added. Bloodlust and stealth. He goes, huh? Seriously? Alright. So he crushes it. And he gets the skill. Bloodlust and stealth. Okay. So. And so he goes, so if I kill certain enemies that have skills, I'll get them. It's gonna be one interesting life. As then he gets another notification. Challenge. Well, a challenge quest is unlocked. Please go to this location. As he's looking at it, as he basically sees on the map, it's outside the city. He goes, okay, I'll have to do that later. So though he looks at everyone that's right behind him, he goes like, sup? As in, Beta is like, what? So the whole entire time he was fighting, this is what, they were seeing. So when I sees him fighting, she's simply amazed on how well he's fighting. And the fact is that all of a sudden he puts a blade out of nowhere, and he starts, ripping through the beast, dodging the attacks even when it's invisible. While Beta is like, wow, this guy's really is losing it. I don't know what and then he sees the dust clouds, and it's like, what the? Don't tell me that this Minotaur has skills? This guy's gonna die. Wait. Is that the tomato guy? Oh, crud. What's with him and Minotaurs? And, so on. Then, about the, then it's about the whole entire thing about the hero that the two, Tiana and Tanya, I think their names were. Let me just double check. Okay. Tiana and Tanya. Basically are talking about as basically Finn is like, I didn't expect him to be this good. As when the whole entire beast is, tired out and they see it and stop using stealth. As Belle, they then just see Belle just run right towards the beast and just starts hacking away at it, making cut marks and such. Then cutting off its hand, grabbing the sword that it had, and proceed then to freaking slice, make cut marks into it as, then the whole entire fireball thing. Freya was doing her, normal thing that she did in canon. She's amazed by how effortlessly he was doing this. He was struggling at first, but now he's, able to take down the beast. And she goes, that's it, Belle. Get stronger. Show me how bright your potential can become. And so, now we go back to Belle. He goes, you guys saw that? And, we're in Revia? Double checking. Basically the elf that's on the team. Revia. Yeah, Revia is saying, how do you know necromancy magic? And he goes, I don't know. It's summoning magic. He goes, no, it's necromancy. You can only bring the dead back to life. He goes why do you care? Seriously. So what if I know it? Doesn't really matter. This just helps me out then. Take on more monsters by myself if I need to, or protect my friends, my party members. So, why do you want to know so badly? She goes, because no one can ever use it. If they can only summon out one or two, of the dead. He goes, oh, don't worry. It's just really not that much. And then he goes over to Lily, and he goes, "You okay, Lily?" She goes, "Uh-huh." And then he pets her on the head, and he goes like, "Alright, I think we should get going. I gotta go tell the goddess something." And when she was like, "Wait, really?" He was like, "Yeah, it's, And then he just, basically, while he was walking, he was looking back. He's like, "I'll tell you when we get out, okay?" She goes, "Right." As then I just thinking, how, how far has he come? How strong is he now? But how? Like she was amazed by it, and she's he's getting stronger, but it's like something doesn't feel right. The gap between them. She noticed he was holding back against her. So yeah, she's kind of like clenching her fist, which Finn notices, and he's thinking, "His eyes mad? Why?" There was also those people that were killed. But we only know is that he had black hair and blue eyes. And the way he fought in the blade, one of them described. Huh. Could it be the same person? Did he use magic to conceal himself? No, it can't be. These questions, I'll have to ask him later. So, when basically they get out of when Belle knows that they're alone, he tells Lily, "Had to go outside the city for a while." She goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Probably a day though. I'll leave tonight and I'll be back tomorrow night, okay?" She goes, "But why?" He goes, uh, I just, well, I just got this challenge I need to do, and I want to go see what it is. So, and it may be dangerous. It's not by the gods, as then he points to his back. And she goes, "Oh, that." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, I understand." He goes, "Thanks, Lily." So they get back to, Hestia. And then she goes, "Alright, because, he told them about the battle. And so she goes, "Alright then, let's see your stats." And, well, if how we know is his stats, his, like, if I remember correctly, the stats then return to 0. So, basically, yeah, he's level 2 and he's at 0. So give me a minute. Okay, so basically, this is because that's how I saw it in the anime. He had basically all in the 900s, all S, rank stats for level 1, and then all of a sudden they're to 0 when he's level 2. So it's kind of like a refresh, but he still has that strength and everything, sort of. But, as he was like, "Huh? So it is true. Your stats will become 0 when you get a new level." It's a good thing I follow this system level. As, it basically she goes, "Yeah, but should it also help you out though? You're technically, maybe if it's really combining both of the systems." Bell just says it's working with it, right, Igris? As Igris does come out of shadow, it's like, "Yes, it is." So technically, if we combine both of your levels, it's technically you're twice larger than the god system because they have to praise you for it. But you are technically level 40. You're level 42 now. So, but then with the gods, it's a +2. So, level 45? No, wait, 44. As Bell goes like, "Pretty cool, huh?" Which has to us kind of shocked. He goes like, "Also, my mana pool is really, I got even bigger. I should really probably get more shadows now. Looks like we have to go into the more dungeons." Which, he does not. Igris. And Lily's like, "You're gonna try to kill the bosses and try to make them my soldiers." be kind of interesting. I could probably only handle, well, there's E, then B, so I can, and then C, and then D, maybe D, B, and C, and then A and S. I got many E rank keys, many D ranks, many C ranks, some B ranks, 5 A ranks, and only 1 S rank. This will be kind of difficult. So, the S rank will be not there yet. So basically, Hestia's like, alright, do you need to go anywhere? He was like, oh, you mean out? Yeah, I need to go outside the city. She was like, why? So he's explained about the whole entire challenge. So she was like, fine, but you better come back alive. He was like, I'll come back in general. Don't worry, Hestia, I promise. I'll come back in one piece. She's like, good. And so he looks at Elena and he's like, please watch over the goddess for me. She can be a real handful sometimes, but I mean when she's alone. And Hestia's like, I'm not a handful. He's like, really? She was like, I meant that, I'm just saying that like in a joking way or not. You're the best goddess ever. Which she goes, I know I am. And Lily's like, wow, he just turned that around. Okay. So, after that, he does eat, but he does eat though, before leaving. And before he leaves, Hestia's saying they're gonna, give him a title. And he goes, alright. Just make sure it's something cool. Nothing too flashy. How about, if you can, how about the Dungeon Master or the Dungeon Destroyer? That'd be kind of cool. Which she was like, well, technically if you get an army, you could destroy a dungeon very easily, and you do go for your own dungeons, so you would technically demolish them. I'll try. He was like, thanks. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. So, as Bell's, leaving, he leaves the Hestia's, home, guild, familia, home, as then he's walking past the pub as Sarah sees him, and she goes, Bell, are you leaving? He was like, yeah, sorry. I guess something I gotta do outside the city. It's, family matters. She goes, really? What is it? He's like, visiting me my dead grandfather's grave. She's like, she gasped. He was like, what happened? He goes, he died. Fell into a chasm that no one could go get him. It's kind of my fault. And he's telling also the reason why I wanted to become an adventurer. I wanted to become a hero. Which she kind of shocked by this. She was like, really? He was, yeah. I wanted to become a hero, but I don't need to be a hero. She was, why is that? He was like, I'm willing to do everything I can to protect everyone, including if it costs me my life. So, in a sense, I think I already am a hero. But I still want to prove myself. As just then, Hestia comes over. She was like, Belle, wait, I forgot to tell you something. And basically, he was like, huh? She basically shows him the paper as he reads his new skill. Argonaut. And he goes, whoa. So he's like saying, what is it? She was like, it's basically a hero shot. He's like, He goes, what? Did you want to be a hero deep down inside? He goes, yes. As his, face starts blushing, as, Sarah's kind of chuckling. She goes, I think you'll be a great hero, Belle. He goes, thanks, Sarah. Really? And, he just smiles at her, and, her face gets a little bit red, which, as he was like, no, she's looking at her, she grabs Belle's arm, she goes, mine! He was like, Hestia, will we talk about this? She was like, but still. He goes, remember, take time. You can't just claim me. So, he pats her on the head and she lets go. She pouted. As he looks back at Sarah, he's like, sorry about that. She goes, it's no problem. Just good luck on your way home. He's like, thanks. And then he starts leaving. In which Hestia is just looking back, and then she asks, what did he say to you? And then she basically just says about her and him going home to visit his dead grandfather's grave. In which she knows it's alive still. So yeah. But since Sarah's looking at him, she basically was like, I know that's a lot, Belle. But I'll let it slide. I'll try to keep an eye on you, wherever you are. So what happens is, there's basically, all of a sudden you basically see something flying above Belle. And then she kind of grins. And so, Belle, throughout the whole entire night and day, well, at least until the afternoon, he goes to, it's only like basically an hour, basically a couple of hour, walk. It's about like, since he's walked all night and day, half of the day, he took a nap, like, if he walked, it was like basically 8 o'clock at night, so he walked all the way until midnight, took a nap, and then basically he walks all the way to 12. So, yeah, it wasn't that really long. As then he arrives in the area where it is, he was like, huh? What the? This looks like an arena, and it's old. And he was like, oh, sweet. So you're the guy. As Belle looks where the voice comes from, and he sees a man with white hair, weird, like, outfit with a red cloak covering him, on his back, and, well, pants and, like, metal, like, leggings, basically. And with a weird sword in hand, he was like, who are you? He was like, don't worry, I'm not here to kill you. Maybe. So he basically jumps down, and he was like, Belle's on guard. He was like, name's Lich Bach. Yours? Bell Cronel. As then he basically sees a red marker over him, and his eyes widen. He was like, wait, are you? He was like, yep, I'm your challenge. Some guy named Sunjin Wu wanted me to, face you. I don't know why. Which Lich is lying because he does know why. He was like, so, here I am. He was like, alright. And then the quest started. He goes like, defeat Lich Bach. Do not kill. He's like, defeat? He was, yeah, doesn't matter as long as you basically lay a hit on me. He's like, which Belle was thinking, that's gonna be easy. As all of a sudden, Lich takes out his sword. Well, he doesn't have his sword out, actually. He's just doing the sheath. With him at the sheath and everything. So he takes out the sword, puts it into, like, in the ground, using the sheath. He's like, now then, come at me. And Belle, has his dagger out. He does have his, he takes out his dagger from its, sheath, and then his other dagger, which is technically the Kazaki's blade. As he runs at, Lich. As Lich sinks in. Impressive. Didn't think it was going to be this fast. But not impressive enough. As all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, Lich is gone from his sight. As Belle's like, what the? As all of a sudden he gets hit in the back of the, on his back from Lich. And then he, slides on the ground. He's like, ah, that hurts. Ah. He was basically looking over to see his health bar. He was like, well, he basically sees on the stats of his health bar. He was like, huh? I'm not taking damage? Which all of a sudden the screen pops and I was like, noted, this is a challenge. Not for you to die or to get hurt. Well, not to die, specifically. Be hurt, yes. No dying. So your health bar is being automatically stopped. You will take no damage besides physical pain. Now you tell me. So he gets up and he's like, he basically, looking back at Lich, as Lich is, I'm kind of surprised. You're fast. but you ain't gonna be quick enough to catch me. Trust me, kid. As he looks at Lich, as all of a sudden, he activates Sprint. Sprint in this one does not have a level, so technically it would have a level, but it's secret. So technically, the more Bell uses it, he's gonna get stronger. So what happens is Bell activates Sprint. He runs as fast as he can towards Lich. Lich isn't shocked even about how fast he's going, but the fact is the kid is not fast enough. So basically, he's still able to outpace Bell, but he's somewhat keeping up. And he goes, all right, let's get a little bit more serious now, he's thinking. So basically, he gets a little more serious, and Bell then sees him disappear, but all of a sudden, he blocks that attack with his Kazuki's blade, as he was like, impressive. Really impressive. I didn't believe you could actually do that. Basically, he's like, man, how strong are you? He goes, oh, I'm over 300 years old, I believe, if I remember correctly. Which he's like, wait, what? You're over 300? He goes, yeah, I know. I don't look over days over my 20s. Don't worry about it, kid. And then basically, Bell just gets a kick in the stomach and gets him flying. And he hits the wall. He's like, ah, that hurts. So he gets out of it and he goes like, time to get serious a little bit. And so he's basically, he's talking with Bell, as Bell is seeing this, as basically he's like, firebolt! As basically he shoots fire out as, well, this kind of took him off guard, as when he dodges it, as Bell activates Sprint, and, well, he basically tries to land hits with his Hestia's blade, but he, misses. And then he tries to get another hit with his Kazuki blade, which misses. But he's like, whoa, I didn't expect you could do that. Which Bell's thinking, I can't do nothing with this. So he basically puts the dagger back in his sheath, and puts the other blade back in the inventory. He's not wearing armor. He's just wearing, normal clothing, and the blade's always going to be out there because of, bandits or such. So then he, takes out the katana from the from the inventory, and he takes out from the sheath. He was like, all right, Dad, let's do this. He was like, man, this kid's full of surprises. So, what happens is, he goes for the actual katana. He was like, all right, then, show me what you're made of, kid. So, Bell, has his katana. Lich has his katana. And, they both go in to strike each other. As then it becomes an epic fight. Each slash they take, every blade, every time they try to attack each other, each one is basically blocking. Or, stopping, or even parrying the other one's attack. But, Bell can feel how strong he is, and he can tell this guy's holding back. He knows he can't beat him. As Lich is thinking, let's crank this up a little bit more. As then he's starting to use his actual power, which is, which then the katana, numbers are starting to go up. In which he's like, what the? And so he realizes he's getting even stronger. As then, he decides this is all or nothing attack. As then all of a sudden, he doesn't realize it, but there's something glowing on his hands. As Ledger goes like, hey, what's that? As then all of a sudden he goes like, firebolt! Close range firebolt. Shoots him in the stomach. It connects, but it's in a beam shape. And it does not kill him. Okay, it does not kill Lich. Because it's made to defeat, not to kill. And if Bell does not get damage, but he feels the pain, so does Lich. As then all of a sudden he gets sent flying, and so he was like, ah, that hurts, that really hurts, ah. As basically Bell's looking at his hand, he was like, what the? So Lich gets up, he was like, okay, what was with that hand of yours? Basically it was all had this glowing effect on it. He was like, well, it's, hold up. And then he basically looks at the system and skill, and an Argonaut. This skill will activate only when he's in a dire situation. basically increases attack. Well, the enemy, well, its attack basically of the basically any magic or physical attack that you have, which Bells says, well, to himself, he goes so that means if I basically did a strike for basically with an overpowered sword like Idris's, then I would basically kill how many monsters or people. He thinks about it and is like, eesh. But technically his fireball was stronger, so in which, well, all of a sudden he says, "Congratulations, you won." Basically, you've won. Basically, the entire screen popped up. He's like, really sorry about that, Mr. Lich. He's like, just say Lich, don't say Mr., please. He's like, okay. So, what do I get from... As in Lich, basically sheaths his sword and... Well, he basically looks at Bell. He's like, well, I want to tell you something real quick. Alright, Bell? He's like, yeah, this blade of mine. It's covered in the blood of many. I had to steal away most of my power just so I don't go berserk and in a frenzy. I killed many people. A lot. To save people I cared about. I'm going with some stuff what I know of, okay? It's not gonna be 100%. So my apologies to anyone who watched Plunderer. So yeah. And so I took on saving people I care about to kill my enemies. And I killed a lot of people. So, don't let this blade frighten you. It's not the blood of my enemies on your hands. It's on mine still. As then he throws his blade to Bell. As Bell catches it, he goes, wait, but what about? He goes, don't worry, I got another one back home. Thanks to Sun Jin Woo. It's an exact replica of it. Actually, it had the same properties as I can tell. So, technically all the blood is on that blade too, but I like to consider it a fresh new one. But anyways, be careful with that Bell. And congratulations. You impressed me. You're strong. And even though you later one attack on me wasn't defeat me, because if you look still, I mean, I can tell you were shot by wherever you were looking at, as in he's pointing upwards. He's like, he only gave one strike. It was lucky, but that was a fatal strike. So that could have killed me, I think. But we don't know. But good job. I never expected that to ever happen. Now let me go back to my world. Good luck to you, kid. As then basically all of a sudden something opens as the Lich goes back to plunder the world. As then basically Bell's looking at the blade and the sheath. He was like, a long sword. Katana one though. How am I going to... As then all of a sudden he gets a notification. Skills. Skill added. Title/skill added. Basically, I'm calling it the title Plunderer, and, the skills are gonna be with, the sword only. Well, he can do it with the daggers too, but it's more effective with the swords. But it cannot be all Lich's, attacks. Okay? So, give me a minute, guys. Okay, so basically, Plunderer, as he sees the title. And he's like, whoa, what the? As it says, no, basically it just says, all slash attacks with normal weapons, even blades, have basically a 20% increase in attack. Skills added and modified. Basically, flashing strike, light slash, speed strike, and flash slashing. in which he's like, "Whoa, that's interesting. I didn't expect I would get this many new abilities slash skills." Then he reads, each of these new ones can only be used by the blade that you have in your by this, as it now shows a picture, but it can be used by the blades itself. The name is self-explanatory. Slash and strike is multiple strikes. Speed strike is basically you take going really fast and striking with great speed. And light slash is a light of slash that you can create, and flashing slash is you disappearing with great speed. And he's like, okay, cool. I do not know the name of the blade. Like, okay, I looked up the sword name. I think it's called Scabbard. If you guys can leave that in the comments, I got that right, please and thank you. So basically, he's like, huh, cool. As it says, this blade has been soaked in the blood of many. Its count of how many people have died by this is enormous. The power that is wielded is extraordinary. It can even make the most strongest of wills into the madness. The feel of madness and bloodlust. Which Bell's like, But this blade though has been, this blade though to the right wielder will be in the right hands, or you can resist this. And then basically he sees the attack of this, and oof, this blade is so strong. Like, it can literally one-shot a floor boss. The first 3 maybe levels of floor bosses with Bell right now. It gives him about 127 attack. Yeah, that much. But anyways, I don't think I need to give him the mask that he would have. So no. As then though, all of a sudden, it says requirements not met, modifying body and look. He's like, wait, what the? As all of a sudden the red lightning from the actual blade starts to hit Bell as he screaming a little bit in pain, and this goes on for about 10 minutes. As what happens is, Bill's like going like, what the? So he basically goes over to where he sees water. I want to double check something real quick though. Okay, so when he looks in, he looks like Lich, but only with red eyes. And he goes, what the? I mean, his hair is still long and all. He's like, I look like him. And then basically he looks at the system, and he's like, why? As basically it says, requirements were not met. You were not the proper way to use the sword. So basically basically you had to be modified. You are still Bell Chronal. Do not worry. He's like, but still. As then all of a sudden Sun Jin Woo appears, but in like a shadow form, and he goes, "Hey, Bell. I figured this was gonna happen." He was like, "Mind telling me why I am different? It's gonna be weird for Hestia and everyone else who knows me." And he goes, "Well, simple. Basically, that blade has a lot of power, and reason why is Lich can handle it because he had it, because that was his blade. But you're different from him. That blade would have consumed you. So the system had the blade modify you to look like Lich, but be you exactly the same time. You only look like him. Your body muscle and stuff are exactly the same. You're still 16. Don't worry. And you're not gonna you're not gonna have trouble with aging. You're still gonna age the same way. You're just a younger version of him right now. You look like it at least. So don't worry." He's like, do I have to train with this blade, or did at least it give me muscle memory? He was like, train with it. Learn on your own. He's like, gotcha. This is gonna be such a problem with Hestia. But I looked I mean, I like a little bit thinner than normal. He's like, wait, didn't you get that powder from, wait, he goes, wait, powder? He's like, yeah, it prevents poison and 30% less, strength, though. He looks at it. He's like, so muscle mass even stays the same. I was growing a little bit more muscle than usual, so thanks to this change, it's basically just like swallows it and, he's like, gross. As then basically says, virus detected, blah, 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 poison, and then all of a sudden poison, averted. He's like, sweet. So, yeah. Basically, Bells has hardened skin now, and yeah. So he's not gonna take less damage. He's like, I forgot, I didn't even know I even had that. Which Sanjay would have sighs, and he was like, anyways, I'll give you a ride back to your familia, okay? He's like, you sure? He was like, yeah, just come on. He's like, huh? As all of a sudden, he basically teleports over there. Shadow walks, basically. As Bell sees it, he's like, I need that. That'll be awesome. He was like, you'll get it, maybe. Okay? He's like, he puts a thumbs up. Which Hestia's like, who's this? Who are you? He goes, okay, listen here, goddess Hestia. My name is Sun Jin Woo. This is Bell. Bell, prove it. He goes, Egress, Berserker. As basically they both come out of the shadow. As she was like, Bell, you. And all of a sudden, her face gets red because Bell is, well, let's just say, yeah, no offense. I don't think anyone, like, if someone was a simp for Bell in that world, yeah, and immediately would faint. So, that's what happens to Hestia. Lily says, Hestia, I heard you Master Bell? He was like, at least you recognized me right away. And she was, and her face getting red, she was like, I'm gonna be upstairs. As she runs up, and he's like, did I just become a chick magnet? Please tell me. No, I don't. Wait, am I getting my own harem now? Oh, God. And he was like, wait, why did I even said that? Should I have said I'm going to be a girl magnet? Why did I? He was like, oh, yeah, my fault. He's like, huh? May have passed on some knowledge of my world by accident to you. So that's why how you know my skill points, too, if you said that wondering. Is like, so that's why I said it. Wow. So I just used your world slang or words? He was like, yep. Yes, you did. He's like, the way we speak there. Yeah. Don't. If that comes to your mind, don't think of it. Let that get out and just say what you want. Okay? He's like, yeah. So basically, Sun Jin Woo leaves. Anyways, after a few minutes, Hestia wakes up. She's like, I'm awake. And basically she asks, okay, so what happens? Tell me what happened. So he does. And she goes, great, let's see your stats. He's like, okay. So she sees his stats and nothing changed. She goes, huh? He goes, I guess it was a challenge and nullified all my damage. I felt the pain, but I didn't take no damage, so. Because that, nothing, you didn't have no stats change. He was like, basically Lily comes down, he's like, after he puts back on his shirt and stuff, and she goes, Master Bell, can you? He's like, yeah, I'll explain it. So he explained it about the sword and stuff. So when he unsheaths the longsword katana, they see the number 1500. She was like, what the? Why is there a number on here? And there's a star. He was like, this blade is. It killed a lot of people. Lich, Bach, the plunderer. He gave me it. He said he had a blade that looked exactly like this in his world. Sun Jin Woo helped him out and get a new one. So he kind of sees it the same thing, but also different. Give me, guys. Alright, sorry about that. So anyways, so after that, Bell you know, goes over to his army. He's like, uh, I, wait, oh, come on. Don't tell me during the Minotaur fight it broke. She was like, which basically Hestia and Lily was like, I didn't notice until now. I was like, yeah, cried. That stinks. I'll just have to go buy some more. Hey, do you guys mind if I go? Which Hestia and Lily, no. He's like, great, I'll be back, guys. So, Val is going back over to the actual, to get his, to get more, basically, armor. Chronal. Basically, Welf's, Crozo's armor. So he goes, I know I'm kind of skipping over something. It's going to happen that night. So basically, they go and, well, not they. He goes over to the same shop that had it. It was not there. So when he goes over to it, he basically sees someone arguing with him about his armor not getting on top shelf. He goes like, excuse me. He was like, yes, sir. He's like, where's Welf Crozo's armor? As in he, as him, this man's laughing. As he goes, you want Welf Crozo's armor? Here. As basically, he gets the armor. As I was like, thanks. So he pays for it, and they, start chatting in the same spot. He was like, so, the number, basically, so, the dungeon destroyer wants my armor. He was like, wait, that's my name? He was like, yeah. Didn't you know? He was like, no, I went out of town. I just got back. He's like, oh, well then, Val Crozo, Val Chronal, your name is Dungeon Destroyer. It's pretty cool. Why is that? He was like, I thought it'd be nice because I'm gonna try to defeat the dungeon and conquer it. I mean, if Dungeon Conqueror would be great, but I destroy a lot of things in the process, and I can, and he's thinking so, and also I can probably destroy it pretty easily if I just let my shadows grind while I'm sleeping. So, yeah. I could destroy this place I could destroy the whole entire dungeon easily, but I want to take my time and enjoy my adventure. And so he was like, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so why do you want my armor? I was like, well, it helped me during the fight with the Minotaur, and it's light. I easily move throughout it. He's like, you look different. He's like, yeah. On my way back home, I found this weird blade, and all of a sudden something happened to me, and I woke up looking like this. He goes, really? Can I see it? He's like, I guess. I don't know what may happen to you. So, when basically, as soon as, Wolf grabs it, he can, it just, drags his arm. I was like, whoa, this thing weighs a ton. He's like, how are you able to hold it? He's like, I'm strong. He's like, seriously? Wow. As basically Bella takes it, he's like, yeah, I got 2 more blades, but I like to have a lot of weapons on me at all times. You never know. He's like, yeah, I could see. Anyways, I have a suggestion for you. He's like, yeah, what is it? How about I join your party, and you basically allow me to come with you and level up? To get the requirements for whatever he needed, I think. Get more blacksmith or get stronger to handle more material and such. I don't know. So, which Bill thinks about it. He's like, really? He's like, yeah. Also, I gave you a special discount on any items you want me to make for you personally. He goes, sweet. So, give me another minute. So anyways, As Belle's looking at him, he's like, alright, sure. But let me go. I'm willing to have you with me, but you have to come with me real quick. He was like, okay. Why? He's like, oh, I got a supporter, so can't make any decision without her. He was like, well, that's fair. So yeah, they get back to his home, which is a church. He's like, you live here? He's like, yeah, I technically want to try and get a mansion, but those things, well, actually, at least a better place. Mansion is, well, too much, but if I can get one, I'll take it. It's at least a better place where you may be able to get more people. So basically, when he says, Goddess, Lily, I'm back, yeah. When Hestia comes up, she goes, Belior, we got company. He's like, yes, this is Wolf Crozo, which Lily says, Wolf Crozo, and he was like, so basically, you know, he was like, yeah, why? As then basically she tells about the magic weapons and such, blah, 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 and he goes, okay, cool, I don't need one. Which that kind of shocks. Well, he was like, wait, don't you want to? Like, no. If you don't want to make one, I can't force you. It's fine. And besides, it's better off if I don't really force you to do anything. It's unfair and not even right. So what if you make magic weapons? If you got something where you basically got like pure raw strength, a good source, teammates, and, well, magic of your own. So it doesn't really matter. Which, well, is kind of surprised by that. He goes, anyways, I want him to join our team. Make a party. Are you okay with that, Lily? She goes, I'm okay with it if you are. He goes, great. I mean, he also promised to make us any weapons we need on discount. So, I can train you how to use some daggers if you want. She goes, wait, really? He goes, yeah, I mean, at least you'll have something to protect yourself. She goes, thanks. He goes, no problem. He pats her on the head, as Hestia's kind of shocked by it. He goes, anyways, well, we're going to go into the dungeon tomorrow, okay? Which he does not. He goes, you really are something, huh? He goes, yeah. I can't force you to do anything, and I'll help you out. And you help me out. Basically, I scratch your back. You scratch mine. He goes, all right. Thank you, Bell Chrono. He goes, Bell. Just Bell. He goes, right. Thanks. No problem. See you tomorrow. As Wolf leaves. Lily's saying, you attract the most weirdest people. He goes, you're a part of my party. She goes, well, Lily, do you want me to walk you back home? It's getting late. She goes, yeah. And so, he says goodbye to Hestia, and he takes Lily home. She just asks him some questions about himself, and he goes, I used to like a lot of things, but now it's, I like fighting and leveling up, and I like basically my friends. I used to care about, want to catch up to this girl so I can ask her out finally, which Lily eyes lying, but he goes, but that changed. I don't know nothing about her, I realize. Even if I try to get to know her, there may be some stuff we don't even have in common, so I can't just fall in love with someone right away. I just want to get strong enough now so I can basically at least stand by her side and help her out if ever needed. Which she's shocked by that. But she smiles. She goes, seriously? He goes, yeah. So, here we are, Lily. Here's your home. Just be careful, right? Right. And Belle? He goes, huh? He goes, if you had multiple girls liking you, what would you do? He goes, well, to be honest, I wouldn't want to make any one of them upset or sad. So I would just say yes to all of them. If they're willing to share, but that's fine. But if not, then I wouldn't date any of them. So, yeah. Why is that? She was, no reason. And he just shrugs like, alright, see you tomorrow. And then he leaves. He gets back over to, home, and he basically just says, yeah, I'm tired. Wait, and then he looks over, she's already asleep. He goes, I gotta start doing some dungeon crawling tomorrow. I never wanted the Dungeon Moves World's words. I had to go into the dungeon and grind my level and get some monsters. This is gonna be great. Huh. Why do I feel like I need to go deeper into the dungeon past floor 18? Is there anything farther down here? Doesn't matter. So, Belle gets on the bed with covers on and starts to sleep. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this What If. You guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.